This is the new Seat Ateca. Now, if you're wondering where the heck that name comes from, Seat likes to name its cars after places in Spain. And Ateca is a small town just between Madrid, which is there, and Zaragoza, which is there. And it has a population of about 2,000. And look, it has a rather nice waterfall in it. Now, if you're wondering what the heck the Ateca car is, well, it's essentially Seat's version of the Volkswagen Tiguan SUV. But being a Seat, it obviously has a more sporty design. And actually, I prefer the look of this car. There are a few cost-cutting measures, which I'll explain later. And of course, it's got a less desirable badge than the VW one. Now, if you're not a badge snob, though, you can save some serious cash on this car. So the Ateca starts from just £18,000, and like for like, when you compare it to the Tiguan, it's around £2.5 grand cheaper. Now, if you click up there to go to carwow.co.uk, you can find out the best deal you can get on a new Ateca and a Tiguan, and lots of other cars for that matter. Now, the Ateca is a great value car for families because you've got lots of space here in the back seat. So as you can see, plenty of headroom, lots of knee room. It's actually all right for carrying 3 abreast because you've got big flat middle seat, and there is a hump in the floor, but because the footwells are nice and large, there's plenty of room for everyone's feet. The only thing is that you can't actually recline these seats like you can in something like a Toyota RAV4. Nice big back windows though, so kids get a good view out. And you know, on this car, fold down this armrest, you do have some cup holders there, and there is a through loading hatch, which is quite handy. However, on the Volkswagen Tiguan, the seats actually split 40-20-40. This is just a two-way 60-40 split, and that's one of the cost-saving measures. And there's another one actually here in the boot. Let's just say you're having to load or unload a really, oh my God, heavy suitcase. You're gonna have to lift it over that lip because, well, you can get an adjustable boot floor, which this one has, but you do need to pay extra for it, and you do want to spend the money on it because, well, it means that you've got some underfloor storage, which you can hide things away out of people's sight if you want to. When you put it down, you have, well, hardly any load lip to lift stuff over. Another benefit is that when you fold the rear seats down, which you can do on this car by these levers in the back, which are nice and easy to access, means that you have a flat low base, so that makes it much simpler to just, well, push heavy items to the front of the car when you're loading. There are various tethering hooks about the place. The only problem is that I can't actually see a 12-volt socket here in the back of the car, which is a bit annoying. Now, if you want more detail on this car's practicality, click up there to watch our detailed practicality video. You can see how much stuff you can fit in this car's boot, how many people you can fit in the back of it, and how comfy they'll be, and something about fitting a baby seat as well. Now, moving to the front of the car. So on the inside, the Ateca is pretty much identical to the Leon, and that means it's nice and sporty looking. It's just a shame that everything's just black, and that just makes it seem a bit miserable. And then there's the cost cutting again. So yeah, materials up there are nice, but these on the top of the door trim, they don't feel cheap, but they certainly don't pass the carwow flick test. They're very hard, and that means that when you're driving like that, yeah, it's not so comfy. On the whole, the car is pretty practical. So you've got decent sized door bins, and there's some storage under there. You've got a little drawer underneath the driver's seat. So if you get the SE model, it's pretty much got all the kit you need. It's got things like rear parking sensors, which are very handy. You've got dual zone climate control. You've also got this 8-inch screen there. It's upgraded from the entry-level car. And you do have to pay extra for sat-nav, but it's not a problem because as standard, you get phone mirroring. So you've got Apple CarPlay, you've got Android Auto. So you don't need that sat-nav because you can just use Google Maps off your phone. Now, if you click up there, you can watch our detailed infotainment video review, and we'll go into detail on exactly how easy the system is to use and what it's like with either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So far then, the Seat Ateca is a very impressive and great value family car. So does this continue out on the road? Well, the Ateca is available with a range of really good engines. They kick off with a 1 litre, which is okay, but it will feel a bit underpowered if you're going to be travelling with 4 people in the car regularly. The top of the range is a 2 litre diesel with 190 horsepower, but the pick for me is a 1.4 litre turbo petrol in this car because it can do 0 to 60 in just 8.5 seconds and will return apparently 53 miles per gallon. And looking at the trick computer, I'm actually averaging 45 miles per gallon. You can get all-wheel drive with the Ateca, but really, yeah, it adds to the cost and I just wouldn't bother. And in terms of visibility, well, on the whole, it's very good. You know, it's going to make this car nice and easy to manoeuvre in town and to park. And if you click up there, you can see for yourself by joining me for a 360-degree passenger ride video. Now, I've already explained that this car is based on the Volkswagen Tiguan, but Seat is the VW Group's sporty brand, and so it's set up accordingly. So the suspension is firmer, and as a result the car feels a little bit more agile and a little less prone to roll in the corners, which is a good thing. The trade-off though is comfort. So this car's been engineered in Spain, and if you've ever been to Spain, you'll know that their roads are super smooth. They are like driving on marble, and that's partly because the government keeps people employed by using EU money to constantly resurface their roads. In the UK though, we don't ever seem to resurface our roads, and so they're all bumpy, and as a result you do notice the firm suspension in this Ateca. It just seems to bounce along a little bit more than the Volkswagen Tiguan. It's not as comfortable.
There's another reason why they say it doesn't ride as well as the Volkswagen, as I'll explain as part of the 5 things which are annoying about this car.
Well, the Volkswagen Tiguan has fully independent rear suspension. The Ateca doesn't. It's got a torsion beam at the back, which is a bit like having its legs tied together. So it's, it has to get over bumps a little bit more awkwardly. This is embarrassing. The glove box awkward shape means that while it can hold some things, it won't hold others. You can get the Ateca with various driving modes, which will alter things like the throttle response, but you can't alter the stiffness of the suspension because you can't get adaptive dampers like you can with the Volkswagen Tiguan. The Ateca only gets a 3-year warranty, whereas rivals from Asia have 5 and 7-year warranties. While it's great there's a specific little cup holder for an energy drink, what happens if both front passengers want the caffeine in the form of 2 grand lattes? You can't fit 2 cups in there. It's annoying.
But none of these issues are real deal breakers, as the Ateca has plenty of cool features.
You can get the Ateca with full LED headlamps, which look really cool and have a very bright beam. You can get this with wireless charging, so you don't have to be all cable tied. This wonderful 1.4 litre turbo petrol engine can shut down 2 of its cylinders when you're cruising to save fuel. The Ateca comes with auto city braking and pedestrian detection as standard. You can fit the car's parcel shelf underneath the false floor, well, so long as you don't have a spare wheel. So then, overall, what do I think of the Seat Ateca? Well, it's a bit annoying you have to pay extra for that false boot floor, and the suspension is a little bit on the firm side, but that does mean that it handles pretty well for a tall car, and it's also very practical. Now, if you click up there, you can find out more information and see the best deal you can get on a Seat Ateca at carwow.co.uk. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it and subscribe to our channel. And if you click over there, you can watch our detailed practicality, infotainment and 360-degree passenger drive video for the Seat Ateca. Now, this is what the Easter egg in the video. It was the bowl of paella in the car's boot. Yeah, a little bit of racial stereotyping.